Welcome to WikiPodcast. What happens when ordinary people are given absolute power or stripped of all dignity? In 1971, a groundbreaking and deeply disturbing experiment attempted to find out. Imagine college students, just like you or me, suddenly thrown into roles that changed them forever. Today, on Mind Games, we're diving deep into the dark origins of psychology's most infamous study, the Stanford Prison Experiment. Professor Philip Zimbardo at Stanford University wanted to answer a crucial question. Is prison brutality caused by bad apples, bad people, or is it the system, the situation itself? To test this, he recruited 24 healthy, stable male college students. These weren't criminals. They were just regular guys answering a newspaper ad for $15 a day. Then came the twist. Half were randomly assigned as guards, the other half as prisoners. Zimbardo built a simulated prison right in the basement of Stanford's psychology building. It had cells, a yard, even a solitary confinement closet. The guards received uniforms, wooden batons, and those chilling mirrored sunglasses. They were told to maintain order, to make the prisoners feel like actual inmates, but no physical violence. The prisoners didn't know what was coming. They were unexpectedly arrested at their homes by real Palo Alto police. Charged, fingerprinted, mugshotted. This was a shocking start. Once at the Stanford County Jail, they were strip-searched, deloused, and given these dehumanizing smocks with numbers. No names, just numbers. A chain was put on one ankle. The stage was set for a psychological pressure cooker. Things escalated incredibly fast. By day 2, the prisoners rebelled. They barricaded their cells, removed their numbers. The guards responded with force. Fire extinguishers removed mattresses. Instigators found themselves in solitary confinement. The guards weren't just physically imposing control. They started psychological warfare. They separated good prisoners from bad ones. They forced arbitrary push-ups, even restricted bathroom access. Prisoners had to use buckets in their cells. It became about humiliating control. Just 36 hours in, one prisoner, known as 8612, had a complete mental breakdown. He was screaming, "I can't stand another night." Zimbardo released him, but the experiment continued. By day 4, the guards had successfully divided the prisoners. Distrust spread among them. Then came another breakdown. Prisoner 819 was in severe distress. While Zimbardo tried to console him, the guards made other prisoners chant, "819 did a bad thing." This further broke him down. It was chilling to watch. Day 5 brought family visitation. It was controlled, humiliating. Zimbardo's own colleague, Christina Maslach, visited. She was horrified. She saw prisoners with bags over their heads. She confronted Zimbardo, who by now seemed to have become less a professor and more a superintendent of this disturbing prison. Maslach's intervention, along with growing concerns from parents and the sheer brutality from the guards, finally convinced Zimbardo. The experiment was meant to last 2 weeks. But after just 6 days, it was abruptly called off. All participants were debriefed and paid. The psychological wounds, however, ran much deeper than any payment could cover. So what did we learn from this dark chapter in psychology? The Stanford Prison Experiment is still intensely debated. Critics point out several flaws. Some argue participants acted out stereotypes, influenced by what they thought Zimbardo wanted to see. This is called demand characteristics. Also, those who volunteer for a prison life study might already have certain personality traits. That's selection bias. And everyone knew they were being watched, potentially influencing behavior. Ethically, it's a textbook example of what not to do. The psychological harm inflicted was severe. Zimbardo initially resisted calls to end it, even when participants were clearly in distress. The SPE, alongside other studies like the Milgram experiment, led directly to stricter ethical guidelines for research involving human subjects. We now have institutional review boards, or IRBs, that ensure experiments are safe and ethical. Zimbardo himself maintained that the situation, the prison environment, the assigned roles, dictated behavior, not individual personalities. It suggested that good people can do bad things when placed in powerful, dehumanizing systems. Later, a partial replication called the BBC Prison Study in 2002 found different results. It highlighted that leadership and group identity played a larger role. It also showed how crucial Zimbardo's own active involvement was in shaping the SPE's outcomes. The SPE's most chilling parallel came in 2004 with the Abu Ghraib prisoner abuse scandal. Zimbardo saw clear connections. He argued it wasn't just bad apples but situational pressures that led to those atrocities. He even testified as an expert witness. Despite its flaws and controversies, the Stanford Prison Experiment endures. It's been adapted into films and books. It forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth. The line between good and evil is far more permeable than we often believe. And the power of a situation can transform even the most ordinary among us into something truly disturbing. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? The Stanford Prison Experiment challenges us to look beyond individual blame and consider the power of systems and roles. It's a stark reminder of our capacity for both cruelty and conformity. What are your thoughts on this infamous experiment? Thank you for listening. Write us your opinion in the comments on how much power you believe a situation has over individual morality. Subscribe to the channel to help more listeners reach our episodes. Thanks and have an amazing day.